All right, guys, here we are with another Poultry Perspective. This time, chat's going to help me out with a reaction to the 0.4 Stormgate update. It's not a hot fix; it's a major content release. So we're going to get through it. This is not my first time looking through the patch notes, but is my second time. The first time was at like 4 this morning, so I'm much more awake now. And yeah, I think the highlight of this patch is going to be the complete campaign overhaul. First 6 missions are rebuilt from the ground up. New unit models, new heroes, and NPC models, rework of Amara's abilities. So much going down for the campaign. It's basically they're throwing out the old campaign and replacing it with something brand new, and I think that's really all we need to know about that. Support. Okay, so for those of you that are watching and you have some feedback, check out the Stormgate Help Center. There's literally a feedback link right here, and the devs do check it out. Based on community feedback, they do change stuff. So if you see something you do like or see something that you don't like, I think both pieces of advice are equally helpful. I don't know that saying that something works and saying that something doesn't work is just as helpful. I think it's okay to tell them like, hey, you did a good job with this. You're on the right track. I think that helps them. Um, Honestly, I think it helps them more than just like do better. Anyway, April 28th to May 5th. It's going to be another Steam festival that they're going to be in on, and the glitch mod and the Rizzy Kitty pet are going to be available again. I thought it was just going to be a Twitch exclusive forever. But no, looks like people are getting a second shot at it. And it's going to be greatly reduced in price, which is kind of cool. Okay, patch notes. Here we go. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. All workers will now use a charge system to create. Out of the gate, I don't like it. It's making all the factions a little bit too similar for my tastes. I do think that there needs to be some kind of an eco thing that's asymmetric to all the factions, but making sure that they're all charge based, I think, is a swing and a miss for me. Um, Now, I will say I am biased. I'm an Infernal player, but I don't know. It seems like it does raise the skill floor, but it doesn't reward. I feel like it's taking away. It's lowering the skill ceiling because it's a little bit more forgiving for people that forget to make workers. But that means that the people that don't forget to make workers, their their good macro skills don't shine through as much. Anyway, targeting abilities will now use updated faction-specific area of effect indicators. That's going to be cool. Faction-specific AoE indicators is awesome. Nice little bit of flavor there. Shroud has been given a visual update. Yeah, the whole Infernal faction has been reworked. So I think this is going to be a huge. Actually, I know it's going to be a huge Infernal. Like, is just going to be turned on its head. Shroud has been given a visual update. Spreads up ramps, which is interesting. I remember Tim C saying in the Discord that originally their idea for Shroud was that it was kind of like fog, so it would like go down ramps but not up ramps. But this is interesting. This lets me put effigies at the bottom of a ramp, and then my units that are at the top of the ramp will still benefit from it. Shroud will visually display on the minimap. Nice. I like it. Shroud changes the appearance of the trees that it touches. Very cool. Doesn't actually, you know what? This might affect gameplay a little bit because if people can see that Shroud has turned some of the trees like desiccated and kind of decayed and stuff, that's actually kind of a scout thing that you can watch out for. All infernal structures now emit Shroud. Huge, huge. It's getting a little bit closer to what creep is for Zerg. And I don't know if I like that actually. And we'll talk about that too. But let's get into the really big focus of this patch. It's going to be the campaign. With the launch of Stormgate Update 0.4, campaign experience, blah blah blah. We're talking new storylines, new cinematic cutscenes, art, audio, mission designs, and more. You know, this little and more with Frost Giant. I'm always very pleased to see what they add there. They keep on adding stuff that I didn't realize was going to be so cool until we got it. Case in point, the little green visual effect over Ethereum patches is super cool, and nobody asked for it, but it looks awesome. New campaign hub will be cool. It could be cool. Interact with your crew. I do like the idea of like you're slowly going to accumulate a crew. It makes me it's gonna feel like all the StarCraft 2 campaign stuff, where it's like as you meet characters, you can still interact with them, you can still talk to them and get their opinions on the events that are happening. That, and I think it unlocks a lot of cool like achievement potential, where it's like, oh yeah, you talked to this person and managed to get this really obscure dialogue. I don't know, I kind of like that. Make strategic choices with the tech decision tree. Yep. Expanded trait and XP progression system. This will also be interesting. An expanded trait and XP progression system. Now I don't know if that means that it's going to be a 1-for-1 copy of Warcraft 3. I hope not. I hope it's a little bit more branching, where it's like, oh well, I want to upgrade my W skill, and instead of just saying like, hey, your W skill just increases by 1 rank, I'd like to see branching paths for skills. I think that'd be really cool. First 3 campaign missions will be available for free to all players in this update. Missions 4 through 6 will be available for purchase for $9.99 USD in the bundles on Steam and Founders Packs. So we'll talk about this later. But so keep this in mind. There's been a little bit of mixed messaging. It's here in the patch notes, so maybe Frost Giant, if you guys are watching, this is what's in the patch notes. This is what a lot of people are going to point to if this isn't the case. First 3 campaign missions will be available for free to all players this update. That means that missions 4 through 6 are still something you have to pay for. So just to set your expectations out there, Chatland, it's not the first 6 missions are free or whatever, according to the patch notes. Now, we've seen that what's written and what's reality can be 2 different things, so we'll see. The paid bundles and Founders Packs will instead include access to mission 6 through 8. New mission names: Ghosts of the Past. Okay, that sounds like a flashback. Maybe Amara, and maybe we'll see Julian. Mission 2 is City of Skulls. That sounds like we're going to meet the Scavengers. Ash and Bone. Maybe that's the intro to Infernals. Grim Company sounds like... I don't know, maybe that's when we start... Oh, that's got to be the Graven. That's got to be when we get the Graven. Veiled Fate sounds like where Amara is going to go into the temple, and then Trader's Bay. Wait, Trader's Bay. Trader's Bay sounds like that one mission on the beach tile set. But they said everything's being reworked completely, so me guessing is meaningless. We'll find out very, very soon. New campaign hub. Like I said, I really like this idea. I like that it opens up a lot of possibilities. It doesn't automatically make the game good, but I am optimistic. Not cautiously optimistic. I am outright like excited to see where this goes. Report to mission control to get upcoming mission briefs, or retry an old mission. I do like that. New combat engineering lab and Xeno Research Center. Yep, this is straight out of StarCraft 2. New conversation system enables you to talk to key crew members. That should be interesting. A conversation system. I remember there was a video a long time ago where they were like, you know what? We don't want to use generative AI on art, but it might be kind of cool to make it more realistic so you can actually have conversations with the NPCs. Like using AI to make that NPC seem a lot more, I don't know, conversational. Seems kind of cool. An item stash is genius, by the way. I hated having only 6 slots and like, all right, and then Amara's just like kind of an item mule, and you're like, all right, well, I hope you have enough slots for these items, and then you don't. But being able to have like a little hoard, a little stash back in your ship is going to be cool. Heroes gain XP and advance in levels with progression that is tracked. Actually, you know what? Let's pause there. I'm going to see what the Chatland has to say about this. Neck Frank, yes, thank you, Delaris. This is my neck. I'm trying to play everyone's favorite War Crimes game, but I have 480 miles. Okay. All right. Because you get a much larger period to Okay, Wriggle's saying they're not a huge fan about it. Is one of the biggest issues I've had personally with SC2 Stormgate is constant work production. It's so punishing if you miss even a few seconds here and there because you become essentially permanently behind on workers and therefore income, which is why I super mesh with Infernal because you get a much larger period to get workers out before it ends up a long-term issue. So it's nice for the other factions to get that. But 5, like who looks at the current 3 for the Infernal goes, man, Infernal macro is so punishing. Yeah, okay. So they're harassing worker. They're nerfing worker harass even more. Yeah, I guess they're making it easier to bounce back. I think that. Well, we'll get to that later. I have an idea about how it's going to affect things. An updated transmission system now supports animated video calls with scratchy static and screen distortion effects. I think that'll be really cool. It's not just like a static comic book panel. It from what I've seen anyway, it looks like they actually talk. Blockade and Riker are now playable in more missions. Love that. And Surfer Bro Riker. I know he's pretty contentious, but Surfer Bro Riker gets a thumbs up from me. Checkpoint save load. Nice. Amar's kit has been reworked. Okay. She's got new abilities and customizable traits, including Bulletstorm Spiral, a charge-based AoE ability with traits for energy recovery, teleporting, shielding, and debuffing enemies. Holy smokes. It, what? Okay. So the ability is Bulletstorm Spiral, but you can give it traits. Yes, this is what I was talking about. Traits for energy recovery, teleporting, shielding, and debuffing enemies. Yes! Yes, okay. Blitzfire Tactics. Buff nearby allies with traits that enhance speed. Yes, okay, this is the branching abilities that I was asking for. Guardian Core summons a healing drone with optimal shielding, decoys, and trait tracking. Full salvo, a heavy hitting area and bombardment with traits to increase impact and reduce delay. Ugh, thank you. Love it. Love it. Versus, all leaderboards will be reset. Doesn't matter. I'm still gonna be I'm still not gonna be all that great at 1v1, but it's fine. I have fun with it anyway. The AI updates will be super interesting. AI has been split into easy, normal, and hard. AI constructs unit compositions in a more focused manner. This is cool. That means that the AI is actually going to be using builds. AI will research upgrades. AI will now cast abilities. AI does a better job of scouting, and it won't just go for your main. Like, it's actually making decisions. The AI is actually making decisions based on scouting and like making upgrades and stuff. It's super cool for me. Co-op is not receiving a huge amount of updates, but we're still going to be seeing the legacy Brute, Fiend, Gaunt, Bob, Hedgehog, Hornet, and a bunch of other things. That's cool. Changed leveling XP to drop average time for getting a hero to level 20 from 24 hours to 18.5 hours. Oh. That's actually kind of clever. I never thought about... I was assumed it was just like, well, you get the XP that you get, and then, you get the hero that you get whenever you want. But they're coming at it from an approach of, okay, we want someone to be able to get to level 20 in X number of hours. We want someone to get X number of hours of gameplay before they're maxed out on a hero. And 18.5, 24 to 18.5, is that the right number? Honestly, I'm not sure. I think 18.5 hours is going to feel a lot more comfortable once there's more co-op maps. But until there's more co-op maps, it's going to feel... it's still going to feel very samey. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. Cosmetics, Rizzy and Glitch Mod, Fog of War are going to be available for purchase. Cool. Okay, replays. This is huge for me. I love casting. Added a button on the replay browser to open the replay folder from the game. Okay, that's cool. So you click a button and then you're like in Windows, the folder pops up. I think that's what that means. Added a button on the login screen to access the replay browser. Okay. I don't get... Is that before you even, like, sign in? I don't know what that's supposed to be. Double-clicking a replay now plays the replay in-game. So that's different than just, like, going down and clicking the button. Okay. Added more replay preview information to the replay browser. Yes! Yes, thank you. The, It's so good. Having the players, having the length, having the matchup, like all that is info that was missing um, from replay stuff. Sorry, I'm maybe a little bit overhyped for replay stuff, but I don't care. Let's see, what are you guys talking about? I don't like SC2's Worker Harass Simulator, but Stormgate is fine for me, and I'll have to see next patch. But at least with Infernal, it felt fine. Maybe a little too easy to bounce back, though. Yeah, yeah. It seemed like Infernal has better comeback potential, whereas it's not a preventative measure. But it's kind of on theme though with Infernals, where it's like, hey, your units are going to die. You're going to suffer a lot of casualties. The upside of that is that you get animus from it. The downside of that is that you're going to have to rebuild. But to kind of like ease the sting a little bit of having to rebuild, it's like, hey, you can bank a couple of charges of imps, so it's okay. But I think the other two factions, now that prisms can both benefit from the array regen, and that Bobs have the overcharge plus armor, I hope that imps get something that sets them apart. Because if everything gets charges now, what are imps getting? Um, I guess they have the on shroud regen, but that still doesn't feel like an anti harass, or like a harass cushion, for me. Anyway, remove the VO volume setting, combined it with other sound effects. Okay. Added a mute unit responses audio option. Doesn't affect me really. I don't care. Actually, I did like this a lot in StarCraft 2. I didn't like hearing the units respond. I was like, I know what I selected. I just needed to go there, and I'm too busy listening for like, hey, your upgrade's complete, or you're under attack somewhere. So not having those notifications trip over each other will be nice. Okay, on to art. This is going to be a huge art dump, I think. Art Vanguard, new servo model. R.I.P. Bob, pour one out. New Hedgehog model. We got the trike looking thing. It looks kind of like the stick legs. New Hornet model. We'll see. We've seen previews of that. I like the old Hornet better. New evac model. I think the new evac needs to be a campaign exclusive thing, and then we keep the old evac, or like maybe after the evac gets an upgrade, it changes models or something like that. I really like the new evac model, but I think we're going to get sick of it once we see it everywhere. Or maybe the bubble evac stays the campaign only thing. We'll see. As long as they keep both for the customs, don't care. It'll be cool once the map editor comes out. Infernals, new brute. We've seen that. New fiend. I really don't like the new fiend. I really don't like the new fiend model. It's too blunt. Everything about the face is too blunt. The horn is chopped off. Everything is like too smooth. The new brute looks a lot spikier and more aggressive. The new fiend looks like, I don't know. Not a huge fan. New gaunt model looks awesome. I love the mouthless. Anything with like a mouthless mask looks cool to me. Phantom model will be interesting. I don't know that we've seen any art for the phantoms yet. New Spriggan texture should be interesting. I really like the Spriggan design. Like the art for the Spriggan was cool, so I hope they don't change it too much. And new flayed dragon texture should be interesting as well. Heroes, Surfer Boy Riker, and Malik he's no longer the fiend that just, every day was Arms Day for that fiend, and he turned into Malik. New NPC models for Tara, Suyin, Taggart, Trip, Admiral, and crew NPC. We don't know who Admiral and Taggart are yet, do we? I know Taggart looks like what's his face? Half-Life guy. Anyway, bug fixes versus the announcer will now state when you're attempting to build an obstructed area. Okay, before it would just not let you build, but now there's going to be an announcer for it. Building a new... This should probably be command post. Command post Shriner Arkship will no longer auto-rally workers to Therium. Interesting. Units fix an issue where Gauntglaive bounces prioritized Arkships over ground combat units. I hadn't noticed that, but that's a good bug to fix. Charge jump abilities no longer get their units stuck inside of doodads. Awesome. That's only good. Co-op. Fix an issue where Fog of War shaders were not displaying. Riker no longer ignores commands. Riker, tuck and roll. No. Destroying all the player structures and workers will now trigger a defeat. Oh, so it used to be like, oh, you can just let it go, and you'll never actually lose. Projectile attacks now attack the middle of a structure instead of the ground. Interesting. Skymine now has an actual death animation. All right, that's kind of cool. Shadow Cleft will now properly appear with cracks when health is low. Admittedly, I'm bad enough that I don't make Spriggans often enough to realize that the Shadow Cleft wasn't getting cracks as it was taking damage. Tone down the strike node projectile impact to not be as bright. Okay. Minimap icons are now larger and easier to distinguish. That's fine. You know what? Actually, for the minimap icons, I want that to be adjustable. I'd rather have it be something where someone that like knows where all the icons are, that you can just minimize it and be like, okay, I know what's at that camp. I don't want it like taking up more room on the minimap than it has to. Audio, Hex and Death audio is now properly tied to a sound mixer. You know what? We can get to the rest of... Oh, BuddyBot. BuddyBot's such a cool idea, too. I hope no longer focuses on building a large number of non-combat units and instead will build more helpful units. That's kind of vague, but interesting. More hotkey stuff. Hotkey bug fixes. Control group bug fixes. UI bug fixes. Okay, I love this. Low spec machines will no longer default to ultra visual quality and settings. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that they're looking out for the guys that aren't playing on things that can automatically go to ultra. End of game stats will be kind of cool. I think that was one of the things that a lot of people look at after a game. Replays fixed an issue where intact structures would appear damaged while paused. Weird. Where replays could get stuck in a pause state if vision is changed while paused. I never ran into that one. Excessively skipping around in replays will no longer cause a crash. Yay! Now I can excessively skip to my heart's content. Fixed an issue where not all replay files would appear in the in-game replay list. Hadn't run into that one. Skipping forwards, backwards through a replay will no longer cause a structure to be stuck in its construction animation. That actually tripped me up quite a bit. I'm glad that that has been fixed. Performance stuff. Fixed various crashes with low-end GPUs. Quality benchmarks. Fixed DLSS super resolution and frame generation settings. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Balance notes and commentary. Ugh. I've got opinions on this. Removing the starting units that were causing frustrating interactions. So they've removed, and like I said, I've already read ahead, but they removed the Scout, the Gaunt, and the Morph Core, was it? I hate it. I hate it. I really need something to do that isn't just watching my structures build, and it feels like that's what's going to be happening early game. I think there's stats that you can tweak without removing the units entirely, but yeah, this is also going to play into the Infernal openers, which of course I'm opinionated about. Increasing the movement speed of most units to allow for more action-packed gameplay. I see this as Stormgate slowly creeping towards becoming StarCraft 3. And you'll see that echoed later on when you see a bunch of units have their health nerfed and their cost nerfed. So we're going to see more units dying, they're moving a lot faster, and they cost less. So it's more like action, 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 action. Which is unfortunate for casual players like me. But it is what it is. We'll see. I'll put that in the we'll see bin. Because it might end up being cool. It might feel better. But I liked the starting units. I liked kind of like the killability, I guess, time to kill from the of the current units. I think that making this a little bit more action packed is going to be not as fun for a casual player like yours truly. Let's catch up on chat real quick. Oh boy, streamer has opinions. Actually, you'll watching structures build while my scout went to the opponent's base, waiting for my opponent's scout to get into my base's Infernal Celestial. Yeah, I don't like the speed change either. It didn't feel slow, but it's a wait and see. Yep, agreed. It's mostly a nerf to Tier 1 survivability, which lasts very long in early game. Tier 2 and Tier 3 units didn't get a lot of HP nerfs except for Infernals. Yay. Yeah. I don't know. I think the time to kill was great to micro small amounts of units and actually make each individual unit feel impactful, but not my choice. And yeah, we'll wait and see. Maybe I might end up liking it. We'll see. General, starting resources increased from 150 to 300. You no longer start the game with a Scout, Hexen, or Morph Core. Not a fan. Most units in the game are approximately 10 to 25% faster. These are unchanged. This should be Servo, right? Servo, Imp, Prism, Morph Core, Collection Array, Arc Ship, Arc Station, Arc Fortress. Helicarrier is 10% faster. Atlas Weaver Saber is 16% faster. Okay, I do like that actually. Atlas, I don't see what benefit the Atlas is going to get. They're mostly in evacs anyway, but the Weaver and Saber, I'm okay with that. Sabers, I want Sabers to be relevant again. I want Celestial Ground to be relevant again. Vulcan, Mags, Hellborns, and Animancers get a 0.5 speed increase. Uh-oh. Exo, Medtech, Graven, Fellhog. They're not getting rid of the Fellhog. Brute, Gaunt, Hexen, Cabal go up to 5 speed. Lancer, Harbinger, Argent Cree are up to 5.5. Ooh, Hornets are way quicker. Hornet, Sentinel, Vector, Seraphim. So, oh man, Seraphim were already so fast with that dash. Evac and Archangel Flying are now faster as well. Dude, Celestial Air is going to be terrifying now. Shadow Flyer, Spriggan, Flayed Dragon, Scanner, Scythe go up to 7. Okay. Spriggans will be kind of scary, but we'll get back to the Spriggans because the Spriggans, so much change with Infernal, guys. Hedgehogs are now turbo fast. Oh my god, they're going to be uncatchable. They're going to be like, get kited to death. Scout and Fiend from 7 to 8.25. Holy smokes. They are going to be whipping through the maps. Many structures are built faster. These ones are not. Power banks build in 10 seconds. Habs in 10. Meat farms in 15. Barracks and creation. Everything seems... This really does seem like everything's geared to be more action-packed. Where it's like, everything's going to be building faster. Everything's going to be dying faster. Everything's going to be moving faster. I might like it, but I kind of like where things are right now. Granted, I'm an old man and I'm resistant to change, so we'll see. Oh, where's the Iron Vault and the Conclave and Twilight Spire go from 60 to 80? Shouldn't it be 80 to 60? Increased in build time. Oh, increased in build time due to Infernal Structures gaining 50% build speed bonus on Shroud. Okay, so this is the build speed, the base build speed, and then if they're on Shroud, they build faster. Got it. Bob's replaced with servos. We know that. Use charges to build. Max 5 charges. You're taking away from the asymmetry. I don't like it. System Shock speed bonus decreased from that to that. You know what? I liked System Shock where it was. It's a tier 3 upgrade. It's meant to be powerful. I think if you want it to be... If you want to nerf System Shock, make it more expensive. Don't reduce how effective it is. Make it cost like 60 or 70 energy. So that way, people can't spam it out as much. Repairmatic. Basically all the turret variants decrease in health. Yeah. Should be alright. Buzzsaw Cannon got a 50 HP reduction. Also got a 50 HP reduction. Interesting that the Buzzsaw Cannon's so much tankier than everything else. Okay. The Mega Infernal rework. Infernal units no longer have white health. They've had their health rebalanced to account for this. Okay, so Infernal units now regenerate health on Shroud while out of combat. Most Infernal units regenerate 2 per second with the following exceptions. Harbinger regenerates 3 per second. Interesting. Weaver is 4. Good. It's tanky. It needs it. Magmadon is 5. Good. It's tanky. It needs it. Flayed Dragon is 9. Oh my god. Yeah, the Flayed Dragon, the new Flayed Dragon abilities are going to be insane. Infernal structures now regenerate 1 health per second on Shroud while out of combat. Thank you. I hate taking damage on a structure that's under construction. It's like, well, that damage is just permanent now, and there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do. So it's not much, but it's enough. But again, this feels like we're getting too close to Zerg creep. It feels like we're getting too close to Zerg creep for my tastes. Infest has been reframed as Curse. Love it. Cursed units now spawn because Curse is like a much more it's better at evil than Infest. Infest is too Plague. It's too Nurgle-y. If you guys know what 40k is, I think Cursed is better for like straight up out and out the evil faction. And then we'll now spawn Phantoms, not Fiends, when they die, while Brutes will spawn Fiends when they sunder Soul. Maximum Animus decreased from 1,000 to 200. That's fine though. I almost never. If I hit 200 Animus, I'm almost never using all of it. Summon Effigy now costs 10 instead of 5. Oh, dude, that's painful. Shroudstone Manifestation. Okay, so Superstone increased from 50 to 75. Oh my god. All Infernal structures now emit Shroud. Infernal structures now build 50% faster on Shroud. Blah, blah, blah. We already read it. Chat, what are you guys saying? Infest is dead. Long live Curse. No, couldn't agree more. Feel like O.4 tried to solidify Van as sci-fi faction and Inf as fantasy faction instead of both being kind of uncomfortably in between. Superstone is already barely super anymore. Yeah, I agree. It's so squishy. It's so squishy. It has a fantastic rate of fire, and it can like just annihilate. I mean, it adds so much DPS to a fight, but costing 75 Animus now is going to be bananas. Brute. We've already seen the new Brute. It's got horns. Health changed from 160/40 to 195, so effectively a nerf of 15 HP. Or wait, no, it's a buff of 5 HP. No, nerf of 5. Nerf of 5. Wow. Math on camera, Frank. Cost increase to 150. Great. What? I thought Infernals were supposed to be the swarmy high casualty faction. It's a little bit smaller now, so I'm hoping it can fit through Light Forestation. That bugged me on Isle of Dread that Brutes couldn't walk through that through the Light Forestation by the health camps. Weapon period decreased from 1.5 to 1.125, so it should attack a little faster. Swing time is almost, not quite twice as fast. Sunder Soul no longer restores white health to the resulting fiends, of course, because white health is gone. Movement speed bonus for Sunder Soul. Holy smokes, 30% movement speed to the resulting fiends is insane. No longer has Soulforge Ascendants and Sundering Soul Craze abilities upgrades. So they got rid of the upgrades. Let's see what they replaced them with. Infernal Fury. Requires the Infernal Fury upgrade. You don't say. The Brute launches towards an enemy unit. Oh, this is the charge. Slamming and stunning it for 0.5 seconds on impact. Enemy units cannot be stunned in this way more than once every 2 seconds. If the Brute slams the enemy unit in Shroud, it gains 50% bonus attack speed for 5 seconds. Oh my god! Brutes are going to be terrifying now. I wonder if the Brute... Okay, this upgrade alone, if it impacts and if it can stun Vulcans or other like tier 2 units, the new Brute is going to be a large problem. New research Infernal Fury at the Hellforge. Oh, and it increases their base movement speed by 25%. Love it. Fiendsplosion is a word I never thought I would say out loud. Researched at the Hellforge. Okay, yeah. It's tier 3. Got it. Allows Brutes to spawn 2 additional fiends when they perish, including when they sunder soul. So from 2 to 4 fiends. Love it. Fiend. Health effectively stays the same. Now drops one. This is really interesting. Why would you add that it drops a corpse on death? I think Pandora or whatever that spellcaster is going to be called is going to have to do something with corpses, and I'm ready for it. This I think is the biggest like sleeper patch note that's in the patch notes. No longer immune to infest / curse. Interest. Oh, wait. So does that mean that it can Does that mean that it'll spawn? Oh, because phantoms don't last forever, and phantoms will be immune. Oh, so we'll still see. Oh, and the IVI, the mirror matchup's going to be insane now. New passive, Unholy Rend, on hit, decreases the target's armor by -2. I wonder if that stacks. I think it doesn't, but still. Oh my god, fiends are terrifying. Phantoms. I don't think, have we seen any? I thought it was going to be the old fiend was going to be the new phantom. Spawns when a unit dies while cursed, has a timed life of 30 seconds, and only has 30 health. From what was the fiend to just 30 health for the phantom. Grants 50 veterancy on death compared to 100 from fiend. So it still grants veterancy, but very little. Because it's what, 1,000 XP to get to veterancy rank 1, I think. Magmadon, health changed from 480, 120. So from effective 600 to 540. Ugh. Consume no longer restores white health. Instead restores 25% of a unit's core health. Woo! And I think that works for the Weaver as well. Hellborn. I agree that Hellborn was too much of an every tool last patch, or this patch. But in 0.3.2, okay, for those of you that are watching in the future. But this is another wait and see. I'm not pleased by it, but it's changed so much that we'll have to see how it works. Reworked to be a mid-range, single-target anti-heavy unit. Okay, and that's from, it used to be a super long range, splash damage, kind of, anti-structure, anti-heavy, kind of an anti-swarm. Like, it was just, it did so much. Cost changed from 300, 125 to 275, 75. I like it, but holy health nerf. Yeah. So we're gonna be running low on charges then for our Iron Vaults between Mags and Hellborn and the new Brute, because I have a feeling we're gonna be spamming Brutes. Health changed from 260, 65. So from 325 to 240. Ugh, it's such a it's even squishier now. To be mid range is insane. Supply cost decrease is fine. Damage changed from 30 plus bonuses to everything to 30 plus 45 versus heavy, and it no longer does splash. It shoots a lot quicker though. Holy smokes. From 3 to 1.3. So that's more than twice as fast. Range decreased from 14 to 8. Okay, the range nerf isn't as bad as I thought it would be. It can still sit in the back line. It's not going to be like chilling with the gaunts. No longer deals splash damage, yeah. Molten Touch has been reworked. It now reads, on hit, lights the target on fire, reducing healing received by 90% and dealing 10% damage per second for 5 seconds. So it still has a dot. It's still an upgrade at the Hellforge. And reduces healing is interesting. I wonder if this is meant to be like an anti-mech thing. Because the healing from Nanoswarm was just insane. Gaunt's HP effectively reduced by 25. Or wait, no, the cost reduced. Cost is really reduced. 100, 125, 25 to 125. Health decreased. Oh no, they got a huge nerf to health. Ay. Gaunts can now curse enemy units by default, no longer requires an upgrade. Man, there are going to be so many dead Gaunts on the field. I like the idea of Gaunts falling in waves, and like you're going to see so many of them dying off. I think that if that's the case, and we're going to be seeing a lot more higher casualty from Infernal units, I think we need to up the charges on the Iron Vault and the Conclave by 1. Or at least, like, give us an upgrade that lets them regenerate that very first charge a little bit quicker. Hexen, health decrease from 180 to 160. Cool, my spellcasters are squishier now. Shadow Flyer, Bloodburst range increased from 1 to 3. I do like that. The Shadow Flyer seemed like it was basically single. It was effectively single target. Yeah, health changed from 60-50. Again, squishier. Spriggans now build 2 at a time. Cost is unchanged, so you're getting double the Spriggans for the same price. Supply cost decreased from 3 to 1. Health decreased, of course. Holy nerf! It's less than half. So you're still effectively getting less HP per resource. No longer attacks 3 times with each attack, and but the damage is increased by 33%. Basically, it's double against everything else, but 33% against heavy. Effective damage decreased from 9 plus 9 versus heavy to 6 plus 3 versus heavy. Oh, so it just sucks versus heavy now. But so instead of doing like 18 damage, and the range is decreased. What have they done to the Spriggans? What? I don't know. Maybe the faction identity really is becoming drown them in blood. Drown them in your blood. Weaver got a health nerf. Surprise, surprise. From 500 to 380. Consume still restores 25% of max health, which is nice. You just need to be fast on the micro to eat it. You know what they need to do if they're changing consume? The fiend needs to go to the tier 2 unit that's going to eat it. Chat's got opinions on this. I like that part. It's a good counter to Immortal Vanguard comps. But I prefer it as a long-ranged unit, support unit. Yeah, rather than a murder machine. I'm guessing they want Gaunts to be a Marine. I guess. We'll see. Flayed Dragon is now 750, 750. Sure. No longer costs Animus to summon. The reason I really love this is because it's going to make Infernal players use their top bar abilities more. And I think there were so many times that people weren't using top bar because it's like, oh man, Shroudstone, like Superstone is 50 Animus. That's going to set me way back on Dragon. But now that Dragon doesn't cost Animus, maybe people will be less skittish about it. Health changed, effectively a 100 health nerf. Inhale Poison restoring health instead of white health is bananas. I try to keep this as PG-13 as I can, but it's wild. Shroudstone health decrease, Wraithstone health decrease. Health decrease for everything on the Infernal side. Not sure how I feel about that. All right, Celestials. All top bar max charges decreased from 3 to 2. So being more judicious about your use of Sovwatch, Purify, Evo Catalyst, everything. I think that's going to be a little bit painful, but the top bar abilities are really good. Morph Core now uses charges to construct 3 max charges. Okay. Prism now uses charges to construct max 1 charge. Okay. So they're front-loading all the worker time to wait, which I guess is fine, because if you forget to do it, you need that worker, like, right now. You don't need it, 30 seconds ago when you forgot to hit the button. It's okay. It's okay, I guess. Health decreased from... What'll be interesting to see is that I think people were used to, at least in the non-Infernal factions, for Celestial and Vanguard, people were used to being able to queue up workers. This gets rid of being able to queue up workers. And I think that's going to be an adjustment. I think they're not going to like it. Argent has a health decrease. Okay, so it's even worse. But it builds faster. What? Kree cost decrease. Build time decrease. I do like that they're incentivizing Celestial Ground Scanner is it's almost free. It's, please build the scanner is what they're saying, and it dies to a strong puff of wind. The strike node health decreased a little bit. Doesn't matter all that much to me. And health decreased from 400 to 350 for the warp node. Did they mean burst node? What is a warp node? Anyway, some other kind of, maybe they meant link node. Because there's like link node, strike node, and whatever that AOE one's called. Oh, burst node. That's it. Okay, so warp node is known as burst node. Okay, so that is it for the patch notes. Chat, if you have anything else to say it now, forever hold your peace. Let's see here. No more triple sov, thank God, says Zuchi. Yeah. Well, I think there was enough punishment for Sovereign's Watch. It's the fact that it costs energy and the energy regen for top bar for Celestials, and the fact that didn't get touched is surprising for me. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so that's it for my reactions to the patch notes. I think it's a huge change, and I'm glad they're doing this huge change before the 1.0 release. But I'm excited to play the campaign. So kind of to wrap it all up, I'm excited to play the campaign. I think they added a lot of really cool features. Reworking all the story and stuff was needed. New unit models. Beach Boy Riker is going to be awesome to play with. Kind of funny, but at the same time, as long as they make him... I'm glad they didn't make him, and I said this in the Discord, but like right now in video games, there's like 2 or 3 different, like, the sniper guy skins that they basically all wear. So making him like Surfer Bro Riker and still having him be the sniper guy, totally fine with that. Break the mold a little bit. You're in early access, like, yeah, throw it at the wall and see what sticks. I like Surfer Bro Riker. I think his armor needs to be changed a little bit so it's not as like, he's not wearing the skinny jeans of sci-fi armor, but and his weapon could maybe be a little bit longer. But yeah, campaign looks good. 1v1 reworks I think are going to look a lot prettier. I really want to see what they mean by new textures for the dragon and Spriggan. I like most of the new infernal models. I do not like the charge system for all of the workers. I think that's making things that's getting away from asymmetry. I'm mixed bag. I'm like a 5 out of 10 on the Shroud rework, because it makes everything on the Infernal side seem more Zergy, and I played Infernal because it was still swarmy without being Zerg. So I'm lukewarm on that one. And then Infernal's like, everything's just so much squishier, but you get more of it. Curse I really like, and I want to see if Miasma gets renamed to anything. It looks like Miasma wasn't renamed to anything, but Miasma certainly, it rhymes with like pestilence and disease and that kind of thing, not so much with a curse. So I hope they rename that spell eventually, but I didn't see anything. Under the, where was it? Hexen. The only thing we got for Hexen was that the health was decreased, but you still pay just as much money for it. Yeah. All right. That was my reactions. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys are bullish or bearish on this patch, and I will see you guys out on the ladder. And I can't wait to cast a bunch of tournaments. I'm moving back to the States, so I should be in a time zone that lets me cast more tournaments. Looking forward to it, and looking forward to seeing you guys on the ladder. Hasta lasagna.